esteemed councillors, representatives from other agencies. The report was already tabled, Chair, but just to highlight, the St. Thomas Division continued to perform creditably. The month of March was a good one, was a good one. Unfortunately, we did not have any murders, and we have confiscated 3 prohibited weapons in the month, 5 so far for the year, which is an increase already. We have surpassed the figure for 2024 at the end of the first quarter. So there is potential for us to end the year in a significant way. We have seen a slight increase in major crimes, notwithstanding for the month. And this is impacted by break-ins and sexual offenses, rape, etc. All right. We are concerned about this, but one of the challenges, they are not concentrated. And as such, it poses a little more challenge for us to impact it significantly. Notwithstanding, we're not giving up, we're doing our best. And also continue to have our stakeholder engagement, having citizens on board, working with the police, which has been bearing fruit, because we have been getting some good assistance from the citizens that is helping us in this area. In spite of the challenge for March, with those increase, we are still having some significant clear up, 23% clear up in all major crimes so far. All right, so we still continue to push your worship in spite of the challenges that we're having. That's it for me, providing your questions.
Harbour Head Road, Port Morant.
Harbour
Head Road, Port Morant, which runs from Port Morant up to Style Hut going into Erie Castle. It has been recently repaired, and as a result of that, I don't know if it's been a signal to the drivers that utilize that roadway. It is now a highway, a speedway. Harbour Head Road starts from the gas station at Port Morant, goes up to a developed area, and goes up to the school, the Port Morant Primary School, the health center, and through past the housing scene going on up. But the speeds at which the drivers are going through that roadway is disconcerting. I am only requesting on behalf of the citizens there who have asked me to appeal to your organization if they could do some more enforcement there. A couple of years ago, we had to face the sad reality of a motorist being hit off the side of the road, put to her death. So we're trying to see if we can feed you the information as to where we need to concentrate our focus on securing the roadway against a possible.
Point taken. I was in Spring Gardens last night at a community meeting there, and there were some taxi operators. I was alarmed at the speed at which they were going through from it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And we do now have a patrol unit that is concentrated on the eastern border from Morley to Exeter. Alright, so I will have some discussion with them to pay some attention to this. Unfortunately, our motorists, the motoring public, only when they see the police, they drive with due care. Once the police are not there, you have this level of indiscipline. When we catch them, we prosecute them. So take into consideration your comments and observation and see how best we can address them.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Good question, sir. Chairman of the Infrastructure and Traffic Committee, Management Committee at the Council.
Yes, sir.
But we never, from the chairman, I never say a police officer over a year now attend the meeting.
It was brought to my attention recently. I don't remember who was the person who spoke to me about it. I want to have the schedule that I can have some discussion with my team.
Next one. I'm a member of the St. Thomas Technical School Board.
Yes, sir.
Parents that are complaining, I spoke with the inspector, and I don't say anything now. You see this thing where I'm talking about lock up, it is very, very bad around here. And I said to the inspector, you don't have to have a specialty. All the vehicles pass in the police station. So they have to just stand up right this house.
Alright.
Right? And that is very, very bad. And parents are complaining.
Alright, Chief, noted. I'll address.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, sir.
sometime last year, his son was driving his car and then police was stopping. The license expired. He was never licensed.
His license expired. He was never licensed. He should still be in jail. Just
It happened. I went to bail him. He said he can't get bail because it's a warrant out for it.
Know if my good friend and colleague is drunk this morning or whatever wrong with
A
him.
point of order, Mr. Chairman. There is no way you can come in a public in a public forum to give out information in regards to what transpired in a different organization publicly about a firearm went missing. I'm not sitting here to hear that. Not that is private for the JCF. We are not above the JCF to dictate how that went.
Yes. Well, it's common for drunk people not to acknowledge that they are drunk. So that's no news to me. What I want to say this morning, I'm not a member of the JCF. So if I heard
How you
about
get the
it-
information?
If I heard about it, it was clearly on the street. And it was something that people, the parish, heard about. So it's not a thing like any privacy was a part of that. It was a big deal. Big deal, as what Christopher Martin would say. What I'm saying this morning, as I said before, if you were listening, when I heard the conversation, at first I was saying, where Mr. Mattis is, I'm speaking to the system and the procedures that must be put in place, not just at might be a police station, but in any organization to ensure that you don't have recurrence of these problems. I can't say anything wrong to say that. And what I'm saying, if a man document loss and he talk to the super about it or whatever, I don't see no special favor in that. The soup supposed to be approachable. Any civilian want to have dialogue with the soup and go and request such meeting, supposed to be able to get it. I am not living in a country where you have the oligarchs and only them alone can talk to certain people with status. No, in my Jamaica, in the Jamaica that I believe in, every citizen can request a meeting with the commanding officer of the parish and have dialogue with him. So my view on my world and my country that I'm living in may be one that is different from Councillor. And when we misplace documents, trust me, great inconvenience caused by that. And anybody who don't understand that, I'm not sure if they understand ABC.
So, Chairman, that is to listen that his son driver's license was expired. The vehicle was expired, but yet still he was on the road. He has a warrant. Once you have a warrant,
He's still not ready, and he got to court and pay the price. The man tell them about the misdocument.
And pay for it.
Councillor Mattis, please be mindful
Chairman, you
that
can't
they are
have the toilet standing, you know.
No, that long time, Max,
Yeah, long time stop.
Yeah, you
Sit
can't.
down.
You have a rule, man.
Sit down, man. Sam the other day, he drive it up. I noticed he got on a seatbelt. Yeah. I know I should have on a seatbelt. No, it's after. So I said, but you said something to him when you go and approach him.
But ladies and gentlemen, let us not trivialize it. Member of the public, Mr. Campbell is a person who sees my motor vehicle. Common sense will dictate I have to speak to Constable Campbell.
Yeah.
Alright?
What I thought it was.
I can't determine whether or not the police is going to
And
prosecute
you
for
know
other
again,
offenses.
Chairman, this is time when the divorced the son, he went to Eric John Bad. They take him on about that. You can't come there without Eric John Bad.
matter is still not resolved, and I did advise you how we can get it done.
We have to use these things as an example for the future. So it's a valid point being made this morning. And you as the leader, the chief manager for the station, must look in yourself and see that some systems and some processes must be put in place that must be followed. When you, a man documents been misplaced or lost, I know you advise him, but the advice alone doesn't solve the problem, you know. Because the damage is already done.
No, it's
the
not.
Inconvenience.
It is not, Councillor, it's not just a matter of advice. Naturally, we have to advise. I take full responsibility by the tardiness of my colleague for the document to be misplaced. But there's still a procedure to be followed.
Yes,
in order for it.
but the bigger point what I want to make, so I want to tell you, you was not here at the time. But we have a situation where this, what I'm saying, it don't get much bigger than now. In all fairness to you, it was not here at the time. But it's telling a bigger picture, or saying a bigger story, that the systems that is needed for best practices is not yet put in place. So what we need to do, I would up it this morning to hear you say, I advise, this is where I conclude now, I advise Mr. Matheson or Councillor Matheson what to do, and very important point, I've said to my officers, as of now, it's going to be A, B, C. Because if systems are not in place in an organization, because the one you manage, we're going to have problems.
I agree with you and I take your point. You're saying what happened. And of course, the JCF have standard,
Yes.
but no systems are perfect.
That's
So we do make mistakes. There are ways to
I agree,
correct.
that's right.
I sit down the council Matheson and see the chairman acknowledge me. Sit down.
But Sir Matheson,
I'm not finishing up.
Mr. Matheson, could you sit, please? Show the chair. I am not satisfied with how Councillor Williams' approach just now. And I like to make it clear that Councillor Matheson, I'm going to say to you as a colleague, we have to be mindful how we approach situation. Based on what you are saying to the soup, persons can use the medium through media to believe that we as directors are trying to seek favors, because we have to take in consideration that you will hear what good for the goose is good for the gander. If you have spoke to the soup privately, I honestly do believe you should let it remain privately, because based on how the soup approaches the situation, Councillor Matheson, a common civilian may don't get that sort of attention, so we have to be careful. I am not going to sit here and support the way in which this argument just flow. I'm honestly not in support of it.